Hey guys, and welcome to Captain Charlemagne's Models. I'm your Captain Charlemagne, so let's head over to the bench and see what we're doing for today's project. Hey guys, and welcome to the bench. So what are we looking at? So this is the 1 in 1000 polar lights NX-01 Enterprise from Star Trek Enterprise, starring Bakula. You'll notice that the hull kind of looks a little different. Well, the reason that is because, well, I'm building a modified refit, sort of a refit. This idea was given to me by a gentleman who runs a channel called TrekMods, and well, I liked his idea. So what I did recently was, as you can see here, I went and removed the pieces here from these sides. I marked it down first with a mechanical pencil, and then I took my X-Acto knife, and after a lot of cutting, I managed to cut the parts off of both ends. So what are we doing today? Well, as you can see here on the corners here, what I've been doing so far since I started was I am drilling out the holes. And the reason why the holes are being drilled out is, well, this is going to be a lit model. So I thought we could go ahead and we can drill a few holes in the kit. Sort of not a major kind of build step, but it's still a very important one, and it does get us back onto the bench. So again, I kind of want to apologize for the long period of silence. I believe this been a couple months, probably 2 months if I go back and look at the last video I published, which was of the British pre-dreadnought HMS Triumph, and that was 2 months ago, going on 3. And the reason for that is, well, in my private life, I've kind of been busy. Work's been stressful. Just been busy. A lot of stuff has been taking priority over modeling. That and burnout from building. I mean, the last model I finished, that I really finished, was the Napoleon. And that was done here on the channel. I have not been fully able to really finish a model since then. Most of them have all ended up on the shelf of doom. And I don't know if it's just from pure lack of interest or what, but I'm hoping that we can get back into it. So like I said before, I would like to apologize right away. Due to the silence, but I'm hoping that soon we can get back to doing stuff like we planned. This build we're looking at is going to be one of 2 I'm going to try and do that we're going to be jumping back and forth between. What the other build is it's basically part of, so Jason over at Model Kit Stuff has 2 group builds going currently. Those are the Classics build, which is a kit from the 1980s that pretty much is straight from the box, can't be built no real modifications or anything, just more or less, I believe, out of the box. And that just started at the beginning of March, and I'm not sure how long that one lasted again. And the other one is the floaty group build. That means it has to be something that floats. And, well, I technically have not officially started that group build yet. So, what I'm thinking about doing for the secondary build is actually the ship we've seen on this channel already. We are officially, and finally, going to be touching on the French battle cruiser, light battleship. So many different names for the ship, it's almost ridiculous. Strasbourg, aka the first kit we looked at when we started this channel several years ago. Alright, and those windows, just look at how tiny those things are. This is going to be a fun little project to try and light, and will also technically be one of only two models I've lit. One of which was here on the channel, that was the Texas, and the other was off the channel, that was the Great Experiment herself, the AMT 1 in 1000 USS Excelsior, which is funny, that ship's called the Great Experiment, and she was a great experiment. That was the first model I lit, and which would go on to teach me more about how to light a model. For later on. So just double going through these holes real quick. Alright. So many holes. Also, I will be leaving them on the channel, but several of the builds that have been started on the channel, such as Kirishima, well, before my nephew's birthday, I had to clean up my bench, and, well, I kind of got busy and I didn't, and my grandma went, and she went to the bench and cleaned it up, so you can guess kind of what happened to Kirishima and a few others. They didn't go into a box. No. They sadly went to the dump, which kind of upsets me because those were incomplete kits that hadn't been finished yet. What I will do is I will leave those up from where we have them, and then I will eventually get another kit and I will try and catch up to where we were for those, and I will start them and get back up to where we were with the previous kit, so that way we can continue that. All right. So I've been thinking, the model is of the Enterprise. However, you also get decals that come with it for the Columbia. And the reason for that is because the refit for the NX-01 is often called the Columbia class. instead of the NX class. And of course you have multiple ships in this class. You of course have the NX-01 Enterprise, the NX-02 Columbia. You have the Avenger, which for some odd reason they did not include the freaking decals for. They could have made the decals for that kit and I would have been quite happy because you would have had multiple. But sadly we weren't lucky enough to get those. The kit also, as you'll see later on, comes with decals to make this into the ISS version. Although, if I can find it, I might just take the C from the Columbia and cut that out, build it as the Enterprise, but build it as the CSS Enterprise, the Confederation variant. That's something that's still in the planning. Anyway, on to other things. So as stated before, we will also be doing Strasbourg. So how I'm planning that out at the moment is, so for 3 sets of videos, there will be for one model. So for example, this one will have 3 videos, and then I'll switch over to Strasbourg. You of course will technically already have one for Strasbourg, sadly, and that's its first, that from a long time ago, but I don't want to actually use that because that kind of seems unfair to the ship, because this one gets 3 videos, but Strasbourg would only get 2. Yeah, no, that just doesn't sound fair. All right, there we go. Right through we go. And we're almost done with this side. Just 3, 6, 9 more windows to go for just this side alone. That's not counting the mind-boggling number on the other side or on the rest of the hull. But the good part about this is at least this is not the the Galaxy class. Oh boy, that would be... I give kudos to the people on YouTube who have built that model, and they have cut out the windows for that model to be lit. That is just, that's window hell. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's something I don't want to do. The one thing about it that there's luck about that with is that you technically don't have to drill out all of them for the secondary hull. You can just cut out a few. All right, just trying to get some of this leftover stuff on the inside out, like so. Just like so. All right, move down here. But yeah, and I have that model. I just don't ever intend to light it. Ugh, that's just scary thinking about that. And I have yet to learn how to do them oval like windows. Come on, you. Let go. You would think it's not that hard. So just give you an example, this is something I've been using kind of like a paint mask because I messed up the kit. We're just using this as an example. These windows are all oval like, and I have yet to figure out how to actually do that for that. And yet other people make it look and sound so easy doing it. Let go. Alrighty then. Alright. And now we cut through the last group for the night. And for anyone who's curious, what I'm using is a 1 32 inch drill bit. For cutting out these windows, and it's actually proven to be quite good. The kit that I got it for the Dremel tools, and of course, like it shows here, you have the various different sizes, and I wanted to see if I couldn't, the bit I was using before, which is here on the desk, is this one, which is bigger, and as you can see, it's much too big. And so I'm looking at this and I'm like, how can I drill this out without causing too much of a problem and making the holes kind of seem too big for the scale the model is. And then I went and opened this up and I found them, which works out for me big time, I think. Alright. Alrighty then. Flip this over, get rid of this stuff here. Just put my bit back through these holes real quick. Just get alright. And there we go. See if we can't get up close. Just look at how nicely those look to scale with the model. Yep. Anyway, that's going to conclude today's episode on the NX-01 refit build, or Yeah, I'll have to come up with a better name than refit. Anyway, I hope you all have a nice day. I hope you all have a nice week. Take care of yourselves. If you enjoyed what you saw here, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon to be notified, and I shall see you all again here very soon. This has been Captain Charlemagne, and I'm signing off. Ta-ta for now, everyone.